in the airplane itself that it will hold together. When I think of the hundreds of people at times on one airplane and all their baggage, and sometimes they carry other stuff besides. They'll carry mail or packages, and you also have to trust something else. You have to trust the pilot. Have you read articles about how sometimes the pilots are drunk when they get on the airplane? Sometimes a pilot can have a heart attack. They can have something happen that they couldn't have foreseen. So when you get up, go on that airplane, in a sense, you have to have quite a bit of faith in a number of things. Now, after you've experienced going on planes for quite a while, I usually don't even think about it anymore. But the first times, you do kind of think about it. And then, sometimes when there's agitation in the air and the plane starts rumbling and vibrating and bouncing up and down, then you start praying again, right? Yes. We know that feeling. And it's trusting that you're going to get to your destination and everything's going to be okay. Aren't you? Because he won't get drunk. He won't go to pieces. And it doesn't matter how much weight we have. He can carry us through. And in order for us to be carried through, what do we have to do? That is, if you know him as your personal. The way that people came to know the Lord, and now they're trusting him to get them through. I think of the rocky past. Thinking of Norma, her mother passing away and having to be like a mother to her twins, her twin brother and sister, right? Huh? Marley. Did you have weren't there twins? Huh? Yeah, there's a boy and a girl, right? Okay, what's the guy's name? Marvin and Marley. Oh, that's nice. Poetic. But her past of that, and then what Melody shared in her past, how God picked up the pieces and put them back together again. And many of you have similar testimonies how God has worked. Even as Junior showed his testimony and knowing things that how God was able to give him victory and to come out of a sinful life and to be placed on that solid rock in Jesus Christ. But everything that we have in common as believers is that we need to trust God now and follow him step by step. And when he says things in his word, we need to try to understand what the Bible. You shall not spread a false report. You shall not join hands with a wicked man to be a malicious witness. You shall not fall in with the many to do evil, nor shall you bear witness in a lawsuit, siding with the many so as to pervert justice. Nor shall you be partial to the poor man in his lawsuit. If you meet your enemy's ox or his donkey going astray, you shall bring it back to him. If you see a donkey of the one who hates you lying down under its burden, you shall refrain from leaving it with you. You shall go rescue it with him. You shall not pervert the justice due to your poor in his lawsuit. Keep far from a false charge, and do not kill the innocent and righteous. For I will not acquit or forgive the wicked. And you shall take no bribe, for a bribe blinds the clear-sighted and subverts the cause of those who are in the right. You shall not oppress a sojourner or foreigner. You know the heart of a sojourner, because you were sojourners in the land of Egypt. Here we have general principles of justice and civil behavior. So full of lies. White ones, black ones, gray ones, they're all lies. By the way, God doesn't see black, white, and gray. A lie is a lie. Okay? And he says, don't be a false witness and pervert justice. What's the value that we see behind that law? What is God? What is his attribute? He's holy. He's just. He's righteous. He's perfect. He's truth. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. God personifies, that's his person, to be truth. And to say something that is false is a direct conflict with his person and his qualities. So we should not be surprised that in his commands he said, don't bear false witness. And if you say a false witness, you're in bad company. If you're used to being that way, it's often because you're in the wrong company. In fact, he says different things here. Don't say false things and join hands with the wicked. Don't join hands with the majority, because many times the majority are wrong. Just for example, if you're going to the public school, the majority teach evolution. Are you going to repeat that lie to everybody around you? Just because everybody else around you is believing in evolution or talking about evolution? How many times? I remember Joy, when she got her first job here in Italy, she told the owner, she said, now I will not lie when I answer the telephone. And she almost lost that job interview because he was afraid of the truth. Because later on, he said, tell him I'm not there. Well, the owner and the office manager had a fight between them. And since they knew Joy wouldn't tell a lie, the office manager says, is the owner in? And she said, yes, he is, but he doesn't want to talk to you. And he was upset. Well, why'd you tell him that? I'm not mentioning any names. Keep things anonymous. But I only use that example as many times that's the way people live in society. So we can easily get conditioned, okay? When it's inconvenient, I hope you never tell your children, tell them I'm not home. Because you're teaching your children to lie, to bear false witness, to say something that's not true. And many times, parents don't even realize sometimes how much their children will pick up on the way they live. And we need to make sure that we give a good example. Whether it's to identify with the wicked people and join hands with them, or to join hands with the many, or even to join hands with the poor. America is going through a revolution right now. I don't know how much in the news that you hear and read, but it's an astounding thing right now, because certain politicians talk about social justice, and they're saying since certain people were repressed, were put down in the past, that justifies today that they can break windows, they can go in and rob and go out the door and not pay any consequences. In big cities today, it's frightful. Chicago, San Francisco, Seattle, Washington, D.C. Many people are being killed, robbed. People are going out of business because of the way that their buildings are being destroyed, and people come in and just take out arms full or bags full of things, and nobody can stop them. And you can't take them to court and win it. Why? Because they justify it. Say, they're poor, they've been oppressed. And so this is the way for them to be able to be receive back what they lost. This logic is not something that God approves of. The problem is, even if somebody was oppressed in the past, that person is the one who needs to be made right, not the person today who's not a part of that. But God's values are to not sign in where there's evil, where there's wrongdoing. I hope each one of us can evaluate our own lives. Are we tempted at times?
And we are actually now going there in July. Finally. Yeah. So for now, boarding opening up again, and so in July, God willing, we go to the Philippines, and we will start our new chapter of our life in the Philippines from July. Yeah.
So next time we come, we will speak in silence.
Sorry about that.
Mas magaling na sila mag-Bisaya.
We're not going to learn Tagalog by the time because we are going to the south.
I'm impressed because Lavi already speaks 4 languages or 5?
Oh my God.
Yeah, 4 or 5. She already speaks 4 or 5 languages, and they have 2 more languages to learn when they get to the Philippines. Okay, they have the Bisaya, and also the local tribal language that they will have to learn and try to write a dictionary for the people, and then eventually